And here we have an exclusive first look at one of those wild Fortnite mobile players. Completely clueless, oblivious to the outside world and its horrors.
Yeah, I stole my mom's credit card just so I could get an iPhone X to play this game.
Hey everyone, Exotic Gaming here, back with another video on one of my favorite games, Fortnite Battle Royale. Today we're going to be looking at 5 ways you can spot a mobile player, complete with gameplay of Fortnite Mobile in the background. Now, I don't call myself a pro at all. I just added gameplay for your enjoyment. Please focus on the commentary more because that's the most important part of this video. If the commentary is good, it's a good video. Thank you. Anyways, maybe you've been sitting there on your PC and you come across a squad of enemies and for some reason, one of them looks unusual. They aren't behaving the same way as the others and they cause a fair amount of suspicion. Well, guess what? You may have run across a mobile player. I constantly am watching streams from the big guys like Ninja and NickA30, and whenever they see a really bad player, the chat just instantly assumes it's a mobile player, and IQ drops from normal levels to around literally 5 points. You just see kids spamming mobile in the chat, and in reality, they have no clue whether it's a mobile player or just someone who's new to the game. I'll explain that today, and I should be the one who knows. I am a mobile player. So yeah, if you learned something new today, be sure to hit that like button down below. It really supports the channel a lot. And also, click that bell so you're notified when a new video is posted. I make amazing content, and you won't want to miss it. Anyways, let's get into this. First off, little disclaimer, there's no way you can be 100% sure if an enemy is a mobile player. These tips will show you what is the most likely scenario for when you see one. But yeah, number 1, they really don't build that much. Fortnite Mobile honestly has a very different playstyle compared to the game on PC or console. It's slower, and it plays a bit more like other shooting games. You know, shooting games that don't have an entire building aspect associated with them. You could actually argue that Fortnite Mobile is more similar to PUBG Mobile than Fortnite on PC is to PUBG on PC. Don't be an idiot and get triggered I said that. The fact of the matter is, people will rely more on their accuracy in Fortnite Mobile than on the other versions of this game. Many mobile players have aim assist turned on, so most times they'll be pretty inaccurate, but sometimes they'll get these really wild and lucky kills that literally aren't possible on PC. You'll most often see this with weapons like rifles and SMGs at close range. They'll just trail the enemy and take them out, and the enemy's just sitting there like, "How did you kill me? I had a shotgun." To be honest, even the mobile player will be a little shook that they got kills like this. Now yeah, of course, you have building. You'll see people in these 1x1s, especially towards end game, but touchscreen controls only go so far. You don't have these key bindings available, so you can't spam all these different buttons and just wreck the enemy. You can't have a myth equivalent of a Fortnite mobile player. They're just more likely to stand there and shoot at you rather than build any form of protection. And that takes us to number 2. Fortnite mobile players really like to stand still for some reason. I mean, I can see why. I do it myself. You lose accuracy when you're moving, so it makes sense to shoot standing still, right? Wrong. And like I said, I'm guilty of it myself. If you look at some of my past Fortnite mobile videos, and probably this one to be honest, and you're a PC player, you can have fun cringing at my gameplay. But hey, that's just how Fortnite Mobile works. You don't see someone on PC standing there with an assault rifle in the middle of the open shooting at some guy in the base, unless they're a really, really big noob. They build up to the base and are constantly moving around so they can get the advantage over the other guy. For mobile players, that happens, but on a much lesser extent. You don't have these big build battles taking place because it just doesn't work on mobile controls, especially on the default mobile controls. Believe me, I was raging so hard when those first controls were implemented into the game. Having the firing button on the left side of your screen, like it originally was when the game came out, made it impossible to run, aim, and shoot at the same time. I got pretty triggered to be fair, I even made a couple of rants on it in the past. Luckily, they fixed that a little while ago. Number 3. Continuing on here with this list, another pretty important way you can tell if someone is a mobile player is how they're actually moving. Much more often than on PC or console, a mobile player will be walking, even if it's in an open field far from the white circle. They might even be crouching in the middle of that open field. It kind of looks funny, to be honest. You see someone walking in an open field, and it just screams, "Noob!" so hard. But yeah, they also could be overshooting doorways and stuff like that. I know from first-hand experience. The controls are weird in Fortnite Mobile. Let's face it, it takes a really long time to get used to them, and even still, I don't think you can 100% master the controls. I can't say it plays less smooth compared to other games, because it feels like it plays too smooth. If you swipe your screen to the right or left, it still moves even after your finger goes off the screen. I don't know. I don't like it, but that definitely causes some problems in close quarters areas. A mobile player may hit the side of a doorway or get stuck on other stuff more frequently than a PC or console user because a mouse and a controller are easier to use than your fingers on a touchscreen. Also, maybe someone's hand could be sweaty. They're in an intense match and they're getting close to their very first victory royale. And the touchscreen can, at any point, become unresponsive. You ever seen those memes where someone is playing on an Xbox and then the controller disconnects? Yeah, that's basically the equivalent of someone trying to touch their screen, but since there's sweat on it, it just doesn't work. Moving forward, number 4, default skins. Let's face it, in Fortnite Mobile, you see a lot more default skins than in the other versions of this game. Here's the thing, there's kind of this built-in mentality with many mobile players for any game that a mobile game should be less expensive than a PC or console game. People playing games on their phones are less inclined to actually spend money on them, whereas on PC or console, almost all games are between $30 and $60. In comparison, look at the App Store and the Google Play Store. Most of the apps are free, and the games that do cost money almost never are more than $5. Now I know Fortnite is free on all versions, so don't be sitting there in the comments saying, "Hey Exotic, your argument isn't valid for this game." But you can't argue against the fact that most people playing on a PC or a console have probably spent money on other games for those operating systems in the past. In contrast, it's highly likely that someone playing Fortnite Mobile has never spent money on any other mobile game in the past. If you did, guess what? Hey, that's perfectly fine. Mobile games are developing a lot, and they're becoming bigger and better each year. I mean, 2 years ago, no one would have ever thought something like Fortnite Mobile would have ever been possible on a mobile device. But hey, here we are now in 2018, and it's awesome. So yeah, that basically means more frequent default skins on a mobile device. And finally, number 5, in general, it seems like players on the mobile version of Fortnite are less observant than on other operating systems. Now, there might be those few people that are exceptions that are fantastic on mobile devices, but in general, I think I can say with confidence that most people watching this who play on PC or console have headsets or earphones and use them. However, I don't think I could say that about mobile players. Now, if you're watching this and you use headsets or earphones when you're playing Fortnite Mobile, hey, that's great. I commend you. That's what you're supposed to do. But the thing is, for most mobile games in general, you don't need to use earphones or headphones. So I guess that mentality translates over to Fortnite Mobile. And what happens when you try to play Fortnite Mobile with no headphones or earphones? You don't really know where people are shooting you from. Now, it is true, there are those sensors in the center of your screen that tell you the direction of where footsteps and gunshots come from, but still, it's less effective than actual headsets. Because of this, most Fortnite Mobile players will be pretty clueless when they're getting shot at unless they're super focused on that sensor in the center of their screen. Moral of the story, use headsets or earphones when you play Fortnite Mobile, and then you won't have that problem. And hey, with that, we're finished with the video. In an instant, this video is over. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something new. The goal of this video was to tell you the most likely scenario of a mobile player if you ever come across one. I don't care that much about the background gameplay, as it's not that important to the video. I don't have much time to play Fortnites, so I don't have much time to get better at the game. The commentary was the most important part of this video, so if you thought that was good, please leave a like down below. It takes just a second, but it really helps the channel out a lot. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I know you probably only subscribe to PC or console players of Fortnites, but hey, wouldn't it be cool to add a mobile player to the mix? Of course it would. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you for sticking around until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Man, I'm still so bad at building in this version of the game. But let's go see if we can get that guy. Ooh, bush camper, good night.